As anyone in a long-term relationship knows too well, things between the sheets can become non-existent. But according to relationship experts, there are certain rules to follow to keep things in the bedroom lively and spice things up between couples. This and so much more we'll be talking about today on the show, where we discuss how to spice things up in the bedroom between couples. Welcome to the Vibe Cafe show, the show where we give you nothing but good vibe. My name is Eric Nwanso.
And I am your girl, Rachel Isaac Ray Ray. As Eric rightly said earlier, this is the Good Vibe Zone. Guys, we'll be right back after this break. Don't go nowhere.
Welcome back to the show where we give you nothing but good vibe. It's still the Vibe Cafe show, and before we went on a break, we said we're going to be talking today about how to spice things up in the bedroom between couples. And to discuss this said topic in the studio with us is Edward Lewis, a certified relationship and marriage coach and also a psychology practitioner. Welcome to the show, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So good to have you here.
So before we continue this conversation, would you like something to drink? I feel like this is going to be something
It's okay.
to talk about.
What would you like to have?
What were you offering?
Oh, that's nice. That's very considerate.
Okay, so you're having whatever we're offering. I'd like a glass too, mister. Okay, so today we're talking about how to spice things up in the bedroom between couples. And the first thing I want to ask is, because we are going to be narrowing it down to married people especially, why do you think married people, especially women, become complacent after marriage?
Well, it's once again, thank you for inviting me down here.
Welcome.
I'm privileged. Yeah, women get so relaxed, if I have to go by the meaning of being complacent. Yeah, because the mindset they have before getting into marriage occupies their thoughts, their perceptions, right? So when a lady who believes that she's just out there to meet up with the social ethics with marriage, the title attached to it as Mrs. whoever she is married to, when she gets into the marriage, every other thing, the challenges, the bitterness, overclouds her, and before you do it, there are problems involved, right? So yes. I think I strongly believe that every lady should know the purpose of getting into marriage. That is a great guide.
Okay, so now for us to move further, you're saying we should know the purpose. So can you tell us the purpose for getting married?
Yeah, I for one, I hinge into 4 purposes of marriage.
Okay.
One, we're talking about helpmates, right? Both of you are helpmates to each other.
Okay.
We're talking about procreation, which is practically for Africans, that is key core parts of being married. And we're talking about companionship, right? Then we're talking about being helpful.
Isn't that the same as
No. Helpmates. Okay, let's say supporting each other in terms of growing your dreams and your visions, right?
That's for helpmates?
That's for helping.
Okay, and for helpmates?
Helpmates, as we go by the doctrines, right? From your bone, my bone, flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone, right? Comes out and will not become one. So you should be saying, doing things in one focus. And that means we are helpmates in terms of taking care of the kids, trying to build whatever vision and dreams we have.
So when you talk about all of these purposes, which is procreation, helpmates, helping each other, do you think that's the reason why, the bedroom activity suffers? Because people just feel like, we're here to procreate, we already have kids, we are here to this, already. So what's the point of trying to spice it up? Do you think that makes couple become... I'm married already. We already have all these things.
Make it just born.
We don't born now.
All right. I think our upbringings, right? Our upbringings, the kind of people we associate ourselves with, has a great role to play when it comes to spicing up of the bedroom things, right? Now, for a lady who just understands that what the guy needs is just sex, right? Always has issue when she's now married, and at the end of the day, not being able to cope with the husband who practically wants sex in and out
Out.
every day, right? So if she's going in there, right, to go in there as being one, right, to go in there to make sure that she doesn't get bored, she makes sure he's not also bored. She has to be able to be innovative. She has to do a lot of research. She has to be. She just has to going to do one thing at the same time over and
What
over
you mean
again.
one thing? Now we have to understand one thing as per, because there are some things that a particular person is used to. From that aspect, if you're doing one particular thing, it means that you're meeting their needs. If I like to cook a particular kind of food because it is your favorite food, it means I'm doing one thing. That could work as that could be a positive thing. Do you understand? So I need you to make us understand. If you're saying one thing, what do you mean? I need you to go in deeper.
Let's take it up from where. Let's take it from the example you just mentioned. You're cooking a particular kind of food, or you're cooking kind of way. I get so used to it. Sometimes you go out to, oh, well, let me do something special for this guy today. Let me do something special for my husband. That is the same thing. That's the same way you relate it down into the bedroom.
The bedroom,
right? So a lady should be able to do more research.
more research on what?
Okay, more research on bedroom ethics, etiquettes, right?
But I think it's both ways, not just the lady, even the
Yeah,
guy.
no. At the end of the day, yeah. Let us come in through the bedroom etiquettes right now. Now, what's the bedroom? The bedroom is where we all come back home to relax, right? In the bedroom, we find ourselves, that's where we bond chemically, spiritually. You understand me? And everything intertwined in the bedroom. Women, wives, should not let go of what they normally or what we used to before the man popped in the question. Pops the question, will you marry me, right? Right, okay. Now, before you got married, you were always, at every point in time, having your baths twice a day. Now you've gotten married, have these kids, have your kids attached to you, you have to go to work, you have to do extra, right? Now, you now resort back to just having your baths once a day. Funny enough, you might think your husband is not noticing you, right? Just he comes up one day and tells you, why are you not having your baths twice again? And that's what made me fall in love with you. That's what made me go the extra mile to propose to you. So I think you should always, at every point in time, revisit your past, right? Go back in time and see how the process went before he finally, or you not agree, or the lady not agreed to get married to the man.
Why does it always feel like it's the woman's, it's on the woman to do that? Because I remember somebody was saying, oh, I'd like a lady that looks like Angelina Jolie, and the lady was like, I hope you look like Brad Pitt. Because there's one thing, you get married to a woman who looks very distinct, the man is already having pot belly. The attraction is both ways.
Yes.
So, I mean, if the woman is doing the same thing, the man too should be doing this thing. Nobody is attracted to pounded yam.
Yeah, because as a guy, you would also remember, or for the married couples, you remember when you're going to visit your wife when she was a spinster, right? You had to make sure your hair was cut. You had to shave your beard. You had to wear the finest perfume, right? So why do you have to stop that? Because you're married to her. You also have to continue it's a continual thing.
Process.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So I came across a post on social media recently about a guy who said that he had worked so hard and he had done everything and it was time for him to settle down. Then when he now finally met this lady, he saw her on social media, they fell in love, conversation was going well, and then they decided to keep it, they were celibate until when they got married. And then when they got married, like 2 months into the relationship or 2 months into the marriage, he now realized that I wasn't sexually compatible with her. And then a lot of people, I read the comments, and then people were saying that sexual compatibility does not. So I want to know, what role does sexual compatibility play in keeping the romance alive in the bedroom?
Thank you. Sex is what actually keeps the marriage going. Okay. I, for one, believe so.
One of the things you mean.
Okay, fine.
All right.
But it's a very important ingredient.
Okay.
You can't make soup without adding the spice to it.
Yeah,
all right.
All
right, okay.
But then it will be sweeter.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, fine. All right.
Exactly.
You're the lady. You're in the kitchen. All right. So, fine. Now, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
Now, it depends on how the guy was before getting married to her. Now, if he got married to the same lady he was dating way back, they already had a step. They already have their pattern of having or making love for couples, right? Now, I'm now drilling down towards how our past has to affect how sex or how we have or make love in our marriage right now.
Okay.
Now, if as a guy you had multiple partners before you finally got married, it's going to affect the spice or how your
You
current
want it.
partner is, right? And if you're a lady who was just stick to one person at a time,
That you were used to.
or you're used to, so you won't have a crave for that part of relationship. Good. So how do you now? How does sex now balance it now? So I think both parties should be able to discuss and communicate on their sex level or their libido. Let me use the word or their libido, because some ladies have high libido and while some men have. So it varies, and you understand what I'm trying to say. So at that point in time, communication is key. Okay. So you should also come to an agreement to say, okay, fine,
This is what
this
works.
is what works, right? It can go as far as having or choosing a particular day in the week. You can go as far as, okay, fine, we could go out on vacation, heighten up our lives, our chemistry up there, right? So the balance varies. But the most important thing is that communication is key, and communication we expose and be able to make everybody express how they feel towards.
Do you think religion and culture affects people having this conversation? Because a lot of times you see people who have been in a relationship for like 5 years, but they never get to talk about, what they like, physically. And also because a lot of times women who even have high libido can't talk about it because the guy looks at them like, oh, who have you been with? What have you been with? Maybe this person is more experienced than I. Do you think that affects how this conversation happened? Because I've heard of people who have broken up their marriages because of this.
Yeah, religion has a way of molding our thoughts, right? Now, a lot of people who tend to be, I call it spiritualism, who tend to be more spiritual, feel that go by just what the word procreation entails. Just go out there,
just getting married,
get married, have kids, and that is the important thing. You understand me? But they don't know, not until they start having issues, that look, you don't have to be a missionary way all the time, right? Good. So what I think people really have to be. I think most times people should be able to get education that sex in marriage is very, very, very important.
Vital. All right. So I'm going to take you back a little bit about one of the things that you were talked about. So there are a lot of people who, because we took it from the angle of you not being compatible in the bedroom. So there are a lot of people who have done everything. They've seen it all. They've done it all together. They are over compatible. Now those people are at a place where they feel like we've gotten to the point where there's nothing else to do. The latest of all the positions, they don't do them. So they're not at that place where we need to up it. If not, things can be spiced up. For those people, how do they spice things up in the bedroom?
I think they have to. You just have to go back, way back into time. That's it. Because trying to experiment or try to practice might some people go extra mile. They get addicted to pornography, right? So they want to experiment, but your partner might not be interested in that, right? So when you've gotten to that peak, that height, who says you can't go back to revisit? It's like you've traveled to Dubai once, and you want to travel back again because the experience is sweet, right? So this is the same thing. You go back and start replaying all your how you were enjoying. If travel, you can go on vacations, right? Just go back into time. That's what I can advise when you come to me and tell me, look, I have done all, and there's nothing much interest. Okay, fine. Go back, try and replay your past love, and it might click.
Okay, so I want to now ask you, you mentioned about women who now don't shower. I know there's some people who say women wear hair nets to bed, some women tie wrappers and all of that. So what are the other things that, in your opinion, what are those other things that you think kills romance in the relationship or in the bedroom?
First and foremost, there have to be an agreement to what entails or what goes on in the room, in the bedroom. Now, as a man, you could have your own opinions, your own rules. As a woman, you have your own rules. Then you blend everything together as a couple, right? So when you have your 4 or 5 key rules that guide you in the bedroom, you should have a splendid time.
Okay, so now this now brings me to another question, which is going to be my final question for today. You know, when you first meet someone, you start to impress them by having a bath, you go for pedicure, manicure, massage, you want to glow all the time, and then it gets to the point where you stop doing those things because you are now comfortable. So sometimes it's not complacent, it's not like anyone plans to be complacent, and then it's you being comfortable and being in your skin when you're around your loved one or the person you decided to spend the rest of your life with. So how do you find a balance between being comfortable and being complacent in your relationship?
Okay, right now, comfortable, it's that you are aware of the things you do that keeps your man, right? Complacent is like you have come to a high, you've gotten to a point where you don't care. I don't care. I don't want, you're fine. So, okay, to have a balance, it's just very simple. I will always tell people, take every day like the first day you met each other. You understand me? Take every day like the first day you met each other. And the room, the bedroom, it's your palace. I don't see any reason why you don't have a TV. You can't have a TV in your bedroom. I don't see why you don't have a reason to why you shouldn't have a sound system in your bed. These are compliments that spice it. You should be out there, and you're thinking about what is going to happen tonight in my bedroom. You understand where I'm coming from? So let's as couples, let us spice the bedroom by adding accessories: the TV, the sound system, the duvet so thick. If possible, install an AC in the room. When you're at work and you're thinking of rest, your bedroom. And remember,
first thing that comes
exactly.
Yeah.
So remember, I always make this scenario. I always make this example. When, as a bachelor, as a spinster, most times we all started in a room. Most couples started in a 1-bedroom apartment, and you find out when your girlfriend comes around at that point in time, you're all stuck in that one room, and you see the connection, the bond is all in there, right? Now, why don't you put that into your marriage? Your room is your room.
This thing you just said reminds me of somebody that works on this show. Anytime we finish, he's always rushing home. I think his room is very comfy like that he wants to go out there. But he knows himself.
Alrighty, guys. That is the much we can take on this segment. Now, I'm just going to add a thing or two to what he has said. Now, another thing that could help spice things up in the bedroom is role play. You can never go wrong. I am telling you, mommy, I know you're watching and you're saying, my daughter is not married, but she knows this. I read up, mommy. You sent me to school. I read up. All right. And then read up. That's the next one. Read up, guys. You can never go wrong with the internet, okay? So we'll go on a quick break. When we come back, it'll be time for a lifestyle segment. Stay with us. Welcome back, beautiful people, to the show where we give you nothing but good vibes. We literally give you vibes on a good level. And right about now, it is time for the lifestyle segment. And because of what we discussed today on the show, which is how to spice things up in the bedroom between couples, we're talking about something relating to how you can spice things up in your relationship. And we've chosen that we'll talk about vacationing. I like to call it vacation because it's going on the vacation with Bae. So I'll just be saying vacation. And then I might just give a tip on how to pick or how to have the best vacation. The first on the list is pick a destination according to your pocket size. Some people, you just see that once they get married, like after the wedding day, you just see them, something loading, you see meals, you see them, pool, beach, everything. Then 2 months into the marriage, you not see them like,
They wire
I'm
there.
telling you, from lion to cat, you're just like, what happened?
Yeah, within your budget, I mean, I feel
Yes.
like the problem also is that people feel like you need to leave your country, you know. I mean, there are beautiful places in Nigeria. There's Calabar, there is Abuja, you can go hiking, you can
There's the
go for
Kogo State
picnic,
in Osun
exactly, there are
State.
so many beautiful
There are even
places.
places in Lagos.
And I always say this about vacations. It's not so much about where you go to, but who you go there with and the memories you create while you are there. It's really not a matter of
Yes,
where.
and another thing about vacationing is the fact that you get to disconnect from work, stress, outside life. So it's just you and that person. It would be a good time for you guys to bond. It would be a good time to make babies. It would definitely be memories that you want to show your kids. It would just be once in a while. It doesn't have to... We cannot overemphasize how important it is for you to do something within your means, or within what you earn. So just go, have a good time. Even if it's one hotel for a weekend, have a good time, breathe, relax.
Go hiking, go swimming, you know, just fun things that happen.
Yeah, the way you are saying this hiking thing, as if just speak it in Nigerian language.
But
they go hiking, go...
They do it for Abuja now.
Wait, you're saying hiking as a country, hiking on See, I beg. Go for a walk, exercise, detoxify, work out. Go to a
romantic evening,
just
you know.
have romantic talks. Like I always say that the best kind of romance for me, as in times that I never forget, is when I'm just in bed with my man.
Watching a
Nothing
movie.
is that watching a movie,
You
talking,
like movies, yeah, true.
bringing up memories. I mean, really. That's
with good food, right?
Good food, yeah. Definitely good food. You can get a place where there's a kitchen for you to go in and cook. So they can always have breakfast in there.
True,
that would, yes, make a lot of sense, okay? And from that on to our vibe for today. Eric, what's our vibe for today?
It's feed your mind, educate your mind. I mean, you know, a lot of times people think that everything is about money and all of that. And it's fine to want all of those things, but you have to feed your mind, educate your mind, broaden your horizon. Try, because your mind is very important. It's the important part of your body, to be honest. So it's important for you to educate yourself. Self-care is also important. Take care of your mind. People forget that mental health is real. Mental health illness, you know, self-care is not selfish. So take care of your mind. It's very, very important.
You've said it all. I just add a thing or two by saying that you nourish your mind, you educate your mind, you feed your mind what you want people to say. Because most times, all that we give out as a result of what we give the mind. Yes, you think this thing, it comes to pass. So be careful what you feed the mind, because I mean, I laugh us right now because you said it all. Okay, on that note, we've come to the end of the show today. Guys, do not forget I can be a part of the conversation. You never know. You might just be that person who will be our guest from social media. All we need you to do is comment, follow, send us DMs. We're here to serve you better. Whatever you want to see on the show, do let us know. That easy at Vibe Cafe Show. My name is Rachel, and I'm Isaac. Go, Ray Ray.
And I am Eric Wanso. And from us is peace.